Everyone, and welcome to Rain Radio, where we have juicy conversations that lead to powerful transformations. We are your hosts. I'm Naomi Calderon.
And I'm Lila Sage, and today we are talking about when your hell no is really a hell yes in disguise. So grab your drink, your journal, put on your crown, and let's chat about how I'm drinking water today.
Hey, I'm not. I decided I was going to be cool on the call today. Not that water's not cool, people. I don't mean to offend. Oh, my God.
What's in your cup?
What is in my cup is my fabulous morning elixir, which is a combination. I went a little outside the box today. Normally it's apple cider vinegar, lemon, a little bit of sea salt, and just a touch of honey. But today I used pomegranate vinegar instead.
Yep. Sounds like a health coach drink to me. I didn't even know pomegranate vinegar existed.
Yes, it's
Naomi is an enabler. She's always like telling me about things I need to buy.
What?
Hey.
Oh.
So today is going to be Coach Lila, because we were sorting out this topic, and Naomi was like, oh, that sounds like a good place for us to start the call. So here we are with my hell no that's actually a hell yes in disguise. And then we're going to maybe unpack it, or we're going to have a really amusing conversation for you. So my hell no is I do not want any more children. The hell yes that's in disguise is I actually do. I just don't like any of the circumstances around wanting more or around having more children. For those of you who are not familiar with my personal life, I have 3 kiddos, and for the vast majority of their life, I have been their sole caregiver. And none of that sounds like, hey, have another baby. So that's my hell no. That's actually a hell yes. But I still have baby fever. It is like well-veiled baby fever at this point. But it still exists.
Interesting. That was not what I anticipated was going to be part of the conversation when we were talking. Is your hell no really a hell yes in disguise? I figured this was going to be something a little more hidden that we were going to have to like uncover and dig for. Because when something's in disguise, often that's the case, right? Where we have to kind of peel off those layers and get to the next level. And this is just like, oh, nope, that's just here it is.
So I did all the peeling already.
Right.
I was sitting in my car having a conversation with a girlfriend like 4 years ago, like literally sobbing, like Oprah ugly cry. I think she's okay with that. And like snot on my steering wheel. It was bad. I was not in a happy place. And she said to me, this is how I knew, like, oh no, I do want another baby. This was the moment. She said, well, why don't you just ask the universe for what you need to have another baby? And I was like, ew, that feels so good and it makes so much sense. I was so committed to like, no, I don't want another kid. And then I was like, oh, well, that's a good idea. I'm still on the I don't want another kid like train just because it's easier. I've been on that track for a while.
Yeah, because just recently we had that very conversation where you were like, I know back in the day, I wanted like 12 kids. And of course, I'm over here, with my eyes the size of saucers going, holy mother of God, really?
The entire world has rolled their eyes at me except for the Duggar family right now. But go on.
Oh, I know people who have, well, anybody who has more than 3, I always just make up a number. Well, this is my friend Sue, and she's got like 18 children, because anything over 3 in my mind might as well be. So for me, it I can't wrap my brain around it. I'm so grateful that there are people who are committed to continuing the human race, because if it was up to me, sorry, we'd be dead. Because none of that's coming out of my vajayjay, sorry. Not happening. But I know that in the past you've said, yeah, when I was younger, I wanted like my own basketball team. You maybe never put it in that terms, but
I wanted
that's really how many you wanted. A village.
I wanted a village.
Holy my goodness. Okay, that's a lot of popping out babies, and unless you're having them 3, 4, 5 at a time, which can't even imagine.
I wanted 12. I decided on 6. My ex-husband thought I decided on 4, but the last 2 were going to be surprises for him.
So
and then I changed my mind.
I was going to say, and yet since I've known you, every now and again you've been like, yeah, I want a lot of kids. But over the last probably year, that conversation has very much changed to I'm done. I don't want to.
Yeah, and that is a logical decision.
So say more about that.
Parenting is hard. I've never had any money. I don't want my kids in daycare. The not money part is changing rapidly as you speak.
But another kid will suck that up real quick.
Right. Mm-hmm. Kid and day job, like I'm still in my day job, so the child would have to have some sort of child care. Co-parenting, there is a list. There is a logical list of reasons to never give birth again. Let's start with my baby. My baby is 11. People, in 6 years and 4 months, my baby will be an adult. Yes, I have been counting. Not in, logically, having a baby would be insane. It would demonstrate my insanity, in my opinion. But that desire, the ultimate original, let's teleport back to 2003. My friend asked me as I was having a quarter life crisis, they exist. Well, what did you want to be when you were a kid? What did you want to be when you grew up? And I said, a mom. Literally. The very first thing I wanted to be when I grew up was a mom. Wow. Yeah. So, I held node for years as I was roaming around the planet kissing frogs, and my baby was getting older and older. And I said, if he's older than 4, I'm not having another kid. And he's 11. He's almost older than 4 times 3. So it became a really loud hell no. It's become a really loud hell no. But I didn't realize until I was crying in my car. There's a what?
It sounds like there's more of a soul desire to not approach this from the logical standpoint.
Yeah, there's also this soul that would like to be my child. I have communicated with her. I have explained to her that I have children. She can come through one of those. We'll still be connected. We can hang out. And she's dissatisfied with it. So there's that.
Well, there's so many other ways to be a parent figure. Without A, popping them out of your vagina yourself, or without having them live in your house permanently. And for some people, that might be enough. And maybe for you, it isn't. Although maybe it is, and maybe she's just pushy. I don't know. What do you think?
My children aren't pushy. I don't know anything about that. Yeah, we're all
from the tree.
We're all bossy, persistent.
I like persistent, tenacious, committed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. All of those things. And bossy. We're all bossy. I'm bossy. My daughter is bossy. My mother-in-law's bossy. My mother was bossy. My grandmother was bossy is a thing. I'm okay with that. I fully own it. Sometimes I gave birth to 3 people. I have to be bossy sometimes. But
it's true.
But yeah, that was the hell. No, that was actually a hell yes. In disguise. I did not uncover it until like 3 years ago. And now it's just no. We're not doing that. Every time I have a reading, like an intuitive reading, anytime a psychic gets her like skills in my energy, they're like, "Oh, are you gonna have another baby?" And I'm like, "Stop it right now. Just quit."
So if you take away the financial commitment, because we all know that kids are that, right? If you take away and people say, you've got that kid for 18 years. I'm sorry. My mom still considers me her baby, and I'm frickin' 51, kids.
Yep.
I will always be my mom's baby. If my dad were still alive, he would still be calling me wee one. I know this. So it's not just some 18-year commitment. You're making a much longer, bigger commitment. But if you take all the logical and, I still have my day job and the single parenting, even though I know you've got a half side. Well, no, you've got a quarter side. I know you have a quarter side right now. And so you've got your enjoyable other who would be there with you. So if you took all of those things out, what would you want to do?
And this is why I only like you sometimes. No, I would totally have another baby.
So,
or 3.
Oh, do I ask it here and now?
Yeah, go ahead. Why not? This is good radio.
All right. Are you with the person you would have that baby with?
Did you ask that on the radio? No, we would kill each other.
See? So that's, I think, the bigger place to look at what's really your hell no about. Is it about the kid? Or is the hell no / hell yes? Is there something in your relationship that's really the hell? Maybe it's a hell yes that's actually, maybe it's a hell no that's disguising itself as a hell yes. Oh, I just hurt my own brain.
There are so many giggles in this episode. I love it. And so much wisdom if you can follow all of the trains. That is definitely a factor, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. That whole co-parenting thing. Okay, so for those of you who, again, are new to my personal life, I have not had to co-parent in 13 years. I would even say 15 years, like for real, because I made all of the parenting decisions, and my ex-husband just stood there with his hands in his pockets like, well, you might kill me over one of those kids, so I'll be over here quiet. And co-parenting, when you have different styles, and different temperaments and different, I won't say different values necessarily because I don't think our values are different, but our parenting styles and our temperaments are very different.
And the value systems you were raised in. So it might not, you might have similar values, but the value systems you were raised in are very different.
Yeah, those are different for sure. And so it can make one stabby, or it can make both of you stabby. I don't know. So yeah, like not having to co-parent for a long time, I was just like mad at my first husband and wanted to like peel his toenails off and stick his feet in alcohol. It's dark in my head, y'all. And was just like, why won't you like raise these children? And as of late, I've just been like, thank you for getting the hell out of my way. Thank you so much.
Oh.
I appreciate that a lot. I haven't had to argue with him about anything.
There's a Hallmark card I want to see. All right. Dear
Thank
X,
you for not being in the way
of
raising my children. Yeah.
Serious. Yeah. So part of what I hear in this is it's almost, and correct me if I'm seeing this wrong or I'm like completely off base here. What I hear is it's not so much that your hell no is a hell yes in disguise. You have a hell yes and you have a hell no. You collapsed the two of them.
That sounds about right.
Because it sounds like if all the things were in place that you want to have in place to support you in having another child in a way that, God, the word that came up was satisfying, but was what you envision. I don't even know what word to stick to all that. You would do it.
I would, and I think I'm insane, but I would.
Well,
like, if I were a billionaire, if I were like a billionaire, I don't think I need that much money. But like, if I had all the money in the world, money were no concern, and my livelihood were ideal, and the co-parenting situation was ideal, I would have another baby.
How many?
I would appease the baby fever. If the co-parenting situation were ideal, as many. Because I'm nuts.
How many?
As many. I don't have a number.
You don't have a number. All right. So baby fever. So this is a piece where truly, you guys, I have a challenging time wrapping my head around it. I mean, it's not in my chart anywhere to have babies. So the biological clock, never heard any ticking, nothing. But I worked at a kids camp when I was in college and had a blast. I loved it because I will be the first one in the backyard with your kids, and I've got a bucket on my head and a shovel in my hand, and we're playing. I mean, I had the best hide and seek spot. I crawled under the slip and slide, and the kids didn't notice the lumpy slip and slide. And I'm laughing my butt off while all the other adults are just looking at me going, what are you doing? I'm like, shut up, I'm hiding. You know, I'm that girl. I'm like the favorite aunt, but I get to go home at the end of the day. So yeah, it's challenging for me to truly wrap my head around baby fever. Now, cute little babies, like, oh my God, look at those little fingers, look at those little toes, oh my God, until the first time they cry or they throw up, then I'm done, or there's a poopy diaper, I'm out. So, which, since that's like, I don't know, 80% of what they do, I'm out. But they're cute. But so why not just go volunteer at the hospital for the little
Yeah, it's that
Correct baby
obnoxious
fever.
biological urge that not everybody gets. Like, not everybody gets it. I,
Would that take care of the baby fever though, to go and comfort and cuddle babies who don't have
no.
parents? Because no, that wouldn't do it.
I snuggle babies, like, regularly. People like
Really?
to hand me their children. They're like, oh, here, hold them. I'm like, thanks. No, wait, take it back. It's activating the baby fever.
Wow.
I will also say that I do pregnant well. I do pregnant well enough that I considered surrogacy for a while.
Oh, see, I think I
That's
would
how well
burn the
I do
village
pregnant.
down. So, so you obviously your hell no is less no, your hell yes is less disguised as a hell no. It's
It
more
was.
that it was, but you uncovered it.
It was disguised. I was very clear that I did not want any more children. But it wasn't that I did not want any more children. It was all of the circumstances that I was not interested in. It wasn't the parenting part.
God. Okay, so it was disguised. It no longer is disguised. Now it's just two separate. It's a hell no and a hell yes, and you got to figure out how to balance those two and which one's more important, right?
And just ignore the hell yes.
And just, right now you're just ignoring. Well, you're attempting to. We know how well that's working. Well, maybe that's a whole nother call. When you ignore well, we've sort of done that, and yet this could branch off. So what are some other ways, like if our listeners are like, well, I don't have that, what are some other ways that a hell yes might be hidden underneath layers of a hell no? What can they look for? How do they know?
Gosh, I can only compare it to my own experience, which has been like this thing keeps coming up. It keeps coming back. It doesn't go away. You keep like pushing it away, and it's like, oh, but wait, no, really, I'm still here.
Aha.
I don't know why like career stuff is coming up.
Mhm.
But I think it could be like, so you're thinking you want to go down like this career path. Or you're thinking you absolutely do not want to go down that career path. I absolutely did not want to be a teacher. When I was in high school and when I like started college, people were like, oh my gosh, are you going to school for teaching? I don't like other people's children. That might be another reason snuggling other babies won't work for me. But anyways, I digress. It's not the same when they're babies. It's different when they're bigger. When they're bigger, I'm just like, look what you've done to it. Take it back. Anyway.
You ruined it.
You ruined it.
That warranty expired.
But no, like I typically don't like other people's children, although other people's teenagers can be pretty amusing if they've been raised well. I said it, and I'm going to stand behind it. Let's fight. The other thing is academics. Our current educational system is not one that I have any interest in contributing to unless I'm going to be teaching sex education, life skills, or business classes. And 20 years ago when I was in high school, I wasn't aware that I could go to school for something that would allow me to teach sex ed. And our school system in the town that I live in doesn't even have like real sex ed classes. So that would not have worked. But I was just like, no. Guess what I do? I teach people. But at 17-year-old me was like, absolutely not teaching anybody anything, because I was super myopic about the details And in my 17-year-old brain, teaching meant getting a degree in education and then teaching in the United States school system. Hard pass. So if something is persistent, like teach, and you're like, ew, no, maybe look at some of the other aspects of it. Because giving people tools, resources, and information that they can use to change their lives, and showing them how to use those tools, resources, and information to change their lives, that is the essence of teaching. And that is what I do. Literally in everything I do. And I think it's probably the same thing. You can apply that same process to like anything that you might be resistant to. So I think that if there is anything that keeps coming up and it's like, ew, no, look a little deeper. There might be some yes in there somewhere.
Or even I could never do that. Yeah. Really? Because maybe this is the universe saying, yeah, you could. Good God. Go live life on your terms. Go do this thing. I think the career piece, the words you used that really stuck out was it's the essence. What you do is the essence of teaching. No, you don't sit down and design curriculum and go teach fourth graders math. I would not. Or any other subject, history, whatever, but you still teach. It's the essence of it. And I think that definitely can provide some avenue. And I think that's I don't know, maybe millennials are better at this, but I think that when I stop and think, wow, if I had these kinds of tools when I was in high school, what degree would I have pursued? Now, I probably would have actually gone for the same degree I went for because I had wanted to do that ever since I was little, or little-ish, I should say. But definitely looking at what's the essence of it when it comes to career. Okay, so I don't really want a corporate job, probably ever again. Now, it doesn't mean I would never take a corporate job, because possibly the most amazing job would fall in my lap. It's happened before, where the salary was like, okay, I'm down with that, and the job itself is fulfilling. Now, I don't really feel the need to go do that. And what if there is a corporate job that absolutely fulfills all the things that I require in work? What if it is inspiring? What if it is uplifting? What if it is changing people's lives? What if it does allow me to travel and teach and train and not sit behind a freaking computer all damn day? Because, part of what I love about being an entrepreneur is you never have to sit behind a computer at a desk all day. Well, guess what I do a lot of? So, but the other parts and pieces are a bigger hell yes, but it's the essence of it. I think you just put that so brilliantly. It's the essence of it. And so dig beyond the surface view, yes, especially if it's continuing to show up. Because if it is continuing to show up, I always have to ask myself, what is it that I'm ignoring, or what is it about this that I'm resisting? Lila is fabulous about reminding me to clear the resistance to things, and figuring out what is the resistance about. What do I need to let go of to release that resistance and to allow? A friend of mine had a friend who wrote a song about this exact thing. And you will probably hear me mention this a few times. Mm-hmm. And it's called The Cosmic 2x4. Because sometimes if we ignore these things that continue to show up, It's like, hey, and then we get the tap on the shoulder, and then we get the elbow and the ribs, and then finally the universe is like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Mhm.
And here comes that 2x4.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, when we ignore those yeses, right? That's when that 2x4 comes out. So, what hell knows have you been shouting from the rooftop, telling all your friends about, standing on the soapbox with the megaphone, writing the picket signs with the Sharpies and the glitter, that you're like, hell no in my life, that might actually be hiding a hell yeah?
Here's another way to identify it. This one just occurred to me. So if you are, in an experience like I was, where you're like overwrought with emotion and then suddenly you are overcome with like a sense of calm, that might be a clue. I was so annoyed.
Interesting.
I was very
That's
annoyed.
a great library moment for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Build your library, people. Know what these signals and signs mean to you.
Yeah, we'll talk about libraries in the future.
Yeah.
For today, I would like to leave you with if this all resonated but doesn't make a bit of sense, where you're like, no, my hell no is still just a hell no, feel free to reach out to Naomi and we would love to poke around in your ideas and your resistance with you and see where the hell yes might be inside of your hell no. Do you have anything else to leave them with?
No, I think that's a beautiful place to wrap that conversation up. And yes, we are here to help unpack and the word unravel came to mind. So sometimes that is the case.
Yep. It took me years of raveling to finally get it unraveled. So that is definitely an optimal word for that. Thank you guys for giggling with us. It was a very giggly episode. I hope you enjoyed my, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this on the radio giggles. And we will talk to you guys next time.
Bye.